Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Morning, sir.
Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can anyone summarize what did we discuss in the last lecture?
So we started about the data flow, data path basically, on the various instructions and also their clock cycles.
Okay, and we have studied about how a complete instruction is executed and what are the control signals required for it. So is everyone clear on this part? Did we do it for a single bus architecture or multiple bus architecture? Anyone? Did we look into the data flow of within the registers and the function blocks in a single bus architecture or in a multiple bus architecture? Was there a single bus or multiple buses? 2, 3?
A single one.
Yeah, so there is only one bus here, so it will be single. Okay, today we'll look into how the execution, what will be the how the control signals will actually change and what will be the for the various registers if we have multiple buses attached to it. So we can say it's we are looking into two, at least two buses are connected because when MAR and MDR are actually connected to the memory unit, then you have that memory bus also connected to it. So you take into considerations these signals MDR in E, MDR out E. What is this symbolizing? If I'm making the MDR in E as high, from where the data is coming into the register, from the system bus or from the memory bus?
A system bus.
Are you sure?
Sir, memory bus.
Okay. What are the two other control signals? Say if this is your MDR, this is connected to this is connected to this is your MDR. So this is the memory bus, this is the system bus. So when we have the E control signal, that is MDR in E, it is connected to the memory bus. When we have simple MDR in or out signal, that is connected to the system bus. So is it clear with everyone? Hopefully it is clear. Today we'll look into the execution in a 3-bus organization, the same execution of the instruction. So can anybody tell me what is this instruction doing?
Subtracting the contents of R2 from R3 and storing the result in R1.
Okay, so it's showing in here. The thing is that now since we are following a multiple bus architecture, the connections will be made, the registers are connected to multiple buses. This is an example for it. We have seen it before also, but I'll write it down here. We are doing sub R1, R2, R3. What we are actually doing is R1 equal to R2 minus R3. Okay, so here from this architecture we can see there is an incremental circuit attached to the PC, So the value of PC is how we were incrementing the value of PC in the earlier when there was a single bus architecture. How was the value of PC getting incremented? Say it was in pointing towards 1000. So
So
what was
फर्स्ट MER में जाता था, देन वहां से उसको एक एक्सटर्नली फोन मिलता था, तो वहां से इंक्रीमेंट होता था.
MER में जाता था क्या स्टार्टिंग में? I'm just asking about the incrementing part, not the instruction loading. I'm just asking कि अगर if PC was pointing towards 1000, so if we had to, it has to increment to 1004 in the next instruction for the next step. What was the logic? How it was happening in the single bus architecture? It was going inside.
मल्टीप्लेक्सर.
Yeah. So and here a 4 was there. एक select line था, and from there it was going inside. The PC was actually going directly into the system bus, so this connection was not there. Sorry. Yeah, the PC was connected to a system bus, and then it both went into ALU, and from there the value of PC was getting incremented, stored in Z. From there it went to PC. What was the control signal to put the data from the Z register onto the system bus? What was the control signal which we make high to load the data from the temporary register available on the system bus?
Z out.
Z out. Okay, so everyone is clear about this out and in part. So you'll have to see if there are multiple buses, these will actually increase and decrease. So like when the MDR is connected to the memory bus, we are using the nomenclature as MDR out E and in E. So you can imagine when this say okay, you can imagine when this register file or say this MDR is connected to the bus B as well as bus A. It will have two control signals. Can you name them? Can you? I'm giving you a hint that when MDR was connected to memory bus, the control signals were MDR out E and MDR in E. Now the MDR is connected to two other buses, that is bus A and bus B. So what will be the control signals to send the, if I want to send the data to bus B?
MDR out B.
Yeah, MDR out B. And if I want to send the data to bus A?
MDR out A.
So everyone is clear about this, because these nomenclatures we are going to follow in this example. Okay, so there is a dedicated incrementer circuit in here for incrementing the value of the PC. So we are not we are not having the, we are not taking the values of PC and doing this all procedure. We are just having a logic inbuilt into this architecture where the PC value gets incremented after each instruction. So you have register files which are connected to both the buses, that is bus A and bus B, and you also have a bus C in here. So it's a 3-bus architecture. One of the registers is actually connected to say bus A. So if you want to say if you want to have the value of what you will do, you put the value what is address instruction address which is present in PC into MAR. So how you will do that, I'll draw the data path for it. It will look something like this. From PC it will go into onto bus B. Then from there it will go inside the ALU. There you will put a control signal B equals to R equals to B. From there that data will flow onto this bus, and from there it will get inside the MAR. So this is the path with which the instruction will follow. Is it the first instruction which we are going to do? Hopefully you remember. PC से MAR में जाता है इंस्ट्रक्शन, जो एड्रेस होता है इंस्ट्रक्शन का वो, तो ये पाथ ये फॉलो करेगा। PC से वो बस बी में जाएगा. बस बी का जो डेटा है that will be done by r equals to b when we'll do r equals to b. That is a control signal. So the data, the address is now available on bus C, and what will be the control signal to accept the data from bus C onto MAR? Can anybody name that? Did you understand what I am saying? Was there some doubt? Okay, I'll draw it again in the clear part.
Sir, MAR in C होगा क्या?
हाँ, मतलब because here you have MDR out A, so you can imagine that is MAR in भी हो सकता है, MAR because it's not connected to any other bus, so you can just have MAR in also. Is it clear? Yeah, what I'm saying is this. The path is this PC to MAR, but here the connection is something like this. Your data will go in this direction onto the bus B. From bus B, it will go onto this ALU. You will have a control signal R equals to B. From there, the say data will say D. Now D is available into bus C. From now we'll have to make a control signal, say MAR in. You can have C explicitly, or you can have, because this MAR is not connected to any other bus, you can just have MAR in equals to 1. So D will now be available inside the MAR. So is it clear? Is this part
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay. Yeah, now we'll see how the control signals actually look like. Yeah. So the first instruction, that is PC out. I think we can have both of them into the picture, then it will make things clear. But I don't know if it's both are available in this or not. Can you see the both, or is it too small? Is it too small?
No, sir, it's okay.
Okay. So the first instruction is PC out. So the data will go. Yeah. So the data, as we discussed before, the data will go onto the system bus B, and from there we are doing R equals to B. Why? Because the data has to flow through this ALU. So the control signal R equals to B will also be there. Then you have MAR in E. So MAR in, sorry, as high. You can have explicitly C, but since there is no other bus which is connecting to MAR, that's not required. So you just have MAR in. Then you have the read operation, and then you increment the PC. Otherwise, you would have done that select 4, or उसके बाद provide the data inside basically this logic. Lekin we are avoiding this because there is a special control logic already built inside this organization, which is incrementing the PC value. So we just issue this control signal. Then since we are reading anything from the memory, we'll have to wait for some time. What is the full form of MFC?
Memory function control. Wait to memory function control.
Yeah. So memory function complete. Okay, then the next instruction is MDR out B. Why MDR out B? R equals to B, IR in. So MDR out B. Well, let's see. Okay, then you have MDR out B. Your MDR has the data, has the instruction, and from there you are putting it on bus B. So it's coming on bus B. From there it's going inside the ALU. So then again you'll have to issue a control signal, that is R equals to B. From MDR it will go inside IR. So it's basically following this path.
इसका है ये ऑस्टेड लेन करके
Can you please mute yourself?
ऑर्गेनिक पिज्जा एंड पास्ता सॉस है इसका
Can you please mute yourself?
ना tomato ketchup. Oh.
Guys, if you don't want to add anything to this, please mute yourselves. I have muted everyone. If you want to add something to it, then only please say. Okay, so you have okay, you have MDR out P. So you'll what is the next step in process? PC से अपन ने MAR में data ले लिया. Then the instruction is fetched inside the MDR. From MDR, where will the instruction go? From MDR, where will the instruction go?
Sir, IR.
Okay, IR. So how is the IR connected in this circuit to MDR? What will be the procedure for that? Okay, how is the MDR connected to IR? Can anybody name it? Name the path.
So from MDR to bus A, then
Okay, MDR may, let's say this is the instruction. MDR is connected to both bus B as well as bus A. Should we explicitly mention which control signal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which control signal should we put as high? MDR out
MDR out B.
B. So instruction will move towards in this direction. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Then you have a control signal again. What is that? R equals to B. So instruction is now in here. Since instruction now is available into which bus is this?
Bus C.
Bus C. Okay. So what control signal should I make high to make the available put the instruction into IR? What should be the control signal of IR?
IR in.
IR in as high. So in that case, this instruction will get loaded inside this instruction register. So is this path clear? Is this path clear with everyone? The second step. Hopefully it is clear with everyone. Then you have the third instruction, the third step, that is MDR out. That is done. Now the fourth one is see how many reads and how many writes can you do in this fourth step are done in this fourth step. In this fourth step, we are able to do some number of writes and reads. So can anybody tell me how many number of writes and reads we are doing in this fourth step?
So 2 reads.
Which are those? Are you sure somebody wants to improve into this? One.
2 राइट्स एक रीड.
Yeah, which one are those? कौन से हैं?
सर R2A और R3 आउट B ये राइट्स हैं और R1 इन रीड है.
ये out है basically read और R1 in is a write. So 3 control signals.
ऑपोजिट बोल दिया सर.
हाँ, तीन रीड राइट अपन कर पा रहे हैं एक साथ में. क्यों कर पा रहे हैं? Why we are able to do this? Earlier were we able to do this in just one step when we are following a single bus architecture? Were we able to do this? No?
No.
Or yes? No, na?
No.
So that's an advantage of a 3-bus architecture. We are able to do or multiple instances of reads and writes in one instance. So we are able to save a lot of time. So that's an advantage. So hopefully is this instruction set with the 3 bus architecture is clear with everyone, how we have done it. We have seen it for a single bus architecture, the instruction of the whole, the execution of the whole instruction. But now we have seen the execution of say sub की जगह कुछ और भी हो सकता था, add r1 r2 comma loca. So in this part अपने को यहाँ पर ये जो data है we would have fetched it from a memory. So उसका एक अलग procedure होता, but some control signals add हो जाते, लेकिन कई चीज़ें इसमें एक साथ हो जाती, कई read write एक साथ हो जाते. So that's an advantage over single bus architecture. Hopefully it is clear with everyone. Everyone, is it clear? Is this single bus architecture execution of the instruction over it is clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll see some examples. Yeah, this is very important slide because you guys can practice all these instructions. What I was saying, telling you guys from the day one, that you have 4 major examples, that is add r1 and r2, add r1 and loca. Then you have both the, here you can also have add loca comma what, loc locb, and then you have add locb comma r1 also. So what I was suggesting you guys is to make a data path for all the main 4 examples, so that you have a clarity over when the data is flowing. Say this is your processor and this is your memory. So how the data is flowing among them, if the data is present inside it, what will be the data path. And then if you have a clarity over the data path, then it is very easy for you to actually write the control signals. So here we have 12 examples of all various instructions. The first one is add r1 and r2. So what is the first we have already discussed it. What is this third instruction doing? What is this third instruction doing? Anyone? What do you mean by load? Anyone?
So loading the address of LOCA on R1.
The data which is present there will be loaded here. Okay, then you have store, you're storing the data which is here in the r1 into loca, then move some instructions are there. So what is br? Have you guys studied br? bz? Something to do with branching. Do you remember? Have you studied it? Have you studied branching? No or yes? What do you mean by branching?
सर पढ़ा भी होगा तो फिर मतलब इतने अच्छे से मतलब किसी को आता नहीं होगा सर, आप एक बार रिवाइज करिए.
ब्रांच इज पीसी इज ओके. इसका ऑब्वियस मीनिंग क्या होता है ब्रांचिंग का, क्या लगता है तुमको? कंडीशंस, इफ एल्स ये सब यूज करते हो? यू गाइस यूज द इफ एल्स कंडीशन. सो उससे कुछ ब्रांचिंग का आइडिया लग सकता है? क्या लगता है, क्या लग रहा है दिमाग में, क्या आइडिया आ रहा है? Say PC is telling to 1000, is pointing towards 1000, and you have an if. Obviously you can't have this if condition inside this assembly level language, but if some ये किसी और तरह से लिखा रहेगा, लेकिन इसकी branching जो होगी say 1000 से if some exceptions arise, then you move to 1250. So and if you do not, if that condition doesn't arise, so PC को normal increment करो, 1004, 1008 like this. So this moving to another, pointing towards the another location, is called branching, and it will be in two states, that is conditional branching and unconditional branching. क्या लगता है on top of your mind, what do you mean by, what is the major difference between conditional branching versus unconditional branching? Which one can be definite, which one can be probabilistic? बताओ, मीनिंग से जाओ. कंडीशनल का व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कंडीशनल? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कंडीशनल? एनीवन?
तो किसी कंडीशन पर डिपेंडेंट है, जैसे ही वो कंडीशन मीट हो जाएगी वैसे ही हम लोग दूसरी ब्रांच पे चल जाएंगे।
यस, वेरी राइट। एंड अनकंडीशनल?
सो मतलब वो शायद से फ्लो पे ही होगा, हम लोग वहीं पे विद द फ्लो जाते जाते ही हम लोगों से एक
इज इट
दूसरे।
डेफिनेट? ये तो होना ही होना है
हाँ मतलब हाँ, यस सर।
है ना? ये हो सकता है, हो प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक कह सकते हैं इसको।
तो कंडीशनल को यस सर कह सकते हैं, अगर इनफाइनाइट ऐसे चला गया तो फिर जरूरी नहीं है कि
तो
मतलब।
यही मैं पूछना, प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक का क्या मतलब होता है? व्हेन वी आर नॉट श्योर दैट दिस विल डेफिनेटली हैपन, इट माइट हैपन, इट विल, मे बी इट विल गो, मे बी इट विल नॉट। कब जाएगा? जब कंडीशन मीट करेगी। एम आई राइट?
यस सर।
सो वी कैन कॉल कंडीशनल ब्रांचिंग एज प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक। हिट या मिस होगा, हिट या मिस होगा। These are technical terms in branching, hit or miss, and we find the probability of miss or hit. Most of the cases miss की probability ज़्यादा होती है, because conditional branching में there is an exception only. If the exception arises, then only you'll have to move to a certain location. Can anybody give me a very real life example in normal day to day life when we use a computer जहाँ पे कोई exception आता है and we stop the operation? Anyone can give an example?
Sir, system interrupt, control alt delete.
Yeah, so that's an example. Anybody wants to give another example? Normal operation हो रहा है, exception आ रहा है, क्या हो सकता है example? सोचो, बहुत सारे exceptions you guys face in your day to day life while using your computer, laptops, mobile phones. ये सारी चीज़ें तो assembly level में ही implement होंगी ना. All these logic will be implemented in terms of assembly level only. So can you guys think of any another example? कोई IO का error हो सकता है क्या? इनपुट आउटपुट का कोई एरर हो सकता है क्या, जो तुम लोग डे टू डे लाइफ में फेस कर सकते हो, करते हो?
यस सर।
जैसे कि
सर मतलब सर अगर नॉर्मल मतलब अगर ऐसे उसमें बोलेंगे, प्रोग्रामिंग उसमें बोलेंगे तो फिर इफ यू आर द प्रोग्राम इज एक्सपेक्टिंग अ स्ट्रिंग एंड यू गिव एन इंटीजर, तो फिर इनपुट आउटपुट एरर आ सकता है।
हाँ, बहुत टेक्निकल हो गया, मतलब मैं बहुत जनरल पूछ रहा हूँ, मैं खुद ही अब तुम लोग भी सोच सकते हो कि इफ यू आर ट्रांसफरिंग अ डेटा फ्रॉम से अ पेन ड्राइव और समथिंग, सम एक्सटर्नल ड्राइव, so the normal operation is it will copy. So say for 100, if you have like 100 seconds ये data transfer में लग रहा है, so most of the time you are not expecting any error to happen. But if by any condition or if by any scenario just remove that external drive or something happens to it, some hardware interrupt generate हो जाता है, तो in that case exception generate होगा कि the hardware device or the primary source has been removed. So that's an exception arise. इसके होने की संभावना, what is the probability of happening this exception that you remove the pen drive from the system? Is it less? Is it high? Is it frequently occurring?
It's less, sir.
It is very less. It is not common. Most of the time what is common is things will get smoothly, things will occur smoothly. That's why we have hit and miss. इस केस में hit क्या है? Hitting that branch क्या है? copying that file from a pen drive onto your PC, what is the chance of hitting the branch of the exception? What is hit? See, you have a normal flow of system. Okay, the files will get copied. Then you have an exception here somewhere. This is your flow of a system that, okay, I'll start from F1, I'll complete at F2. And somewhere these are exceptions. So this is F3, this is F4, this is F5. Okay, can we call hitting these branches as like calling these branches of exceptions hit? Can we call this? Are you getting what I'm saying? Or am I missing a point? Any responses?
सर एक बार आप रिपीट कर सकते हैं मतलब
ओके मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि देखो तुम कॉपी जो करते हो फाइल व्हाट यू इफ अगर तुमको पेन ड्राइव से कुछ कॉपी करना है अपने सिस्टम में, एक नॉर्मल फ्लो क्या होता है, तुमने पेन ड्राइव लगाई, कॉपी किया फोल्डर, अपने दूसरे जो ड्राइव है वहाँ पे पेस्ट कर दिया। इसमें ये तुम्हारा नॉर्मल फ्लो है, ठीक है। अगर इसको तुम लिखो कि ओके आई अटैच पेन ड्राइव, आई राइट क्लिक, आई कॉपी और आई डू कंट्रोल सी, आई गो इनटू माय डेस्टिनेशन फोल्डर, आई कंट्रोल वी और राइट क्लिक एंड पेस्ट, ठीक है। दैट्स अ वेरी नॉर्मल सिनेरियो। इसमें एक्सेप्शंस कहाँ कहाँ जनरेट हो सकते हैं? इसमें एक्सेप्शन जनरेट हो सकते हैं कि अगर पावर फेलियर हो गया, अगर हार्डवेयर फेलियर हो गया, इफ़ यू रिमूव द हार्ड ड्राइव, इफ़ यू रिमूव द पेन ड्राइव, सो ये सारे इंटरप्ट्स हो सकते हैं। तो इनको बेसिकली कंडीशनल ब्रांचेस कह सकते हैं। तो इन ये सारे होने के प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत कम होती है, बट इन सबकी अलग अलग होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी कुछ तो होती होगी। सो ऑल दीज हिटिंग, इनको ब्रांचेस अपन हिट कहना कह सकते हैं कि either say this is your power failure chance, this is your removing the hard drive chance, so there will be some probability of hitting this branch, there will be some probability of hitting this branch of this exception, there will be some probability of hitting this branch. So hit की probability miss से कम होगी। am I right? am I right? I think this concept you're not getting, so चलो ठीक है छोड़ दो, I'll explain it later if you're not getting here. So okay, these examples we'll see, these are some control signals. You guys can think over this hit and miss. I will discuss it later also.
सर बेसिकली हिट मतलब वही हो गया ना कि the probability of an error occurring and
exception occurring, yeah.
an exception occurring, and since it is very low, that is because उसी की वजह से हिट की probability मिस से कम हो गई है।
मिस मतलब तो फ्लो नॉर्मल ही रहेगा हमेशा, है ना?
यस सर, यस
तो इसके होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी से बहुत वेग नंबर है 95%। मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम तुम कॉपी कर लोगे पेन ड्राइव से। बहुत कम सिनेरियोज ऐसे होंगे ना जब तुम पेन ड्राइव खींच के बाहर निकाल लोगे, उसके होने की चांसेस बहुत कम है ना। तो बस वही चीज मैं कह रहा हूँ, बस इन टर्म्स ऑफ सम टेक्निकल वर्ड्स, दैट इज हिट एंड मिस। सो हिट की प्रोबेबिलिटी मिस से कम होती है, दैट्स इट, ठीक है?
यस सर।
Okay, so these are some of the examples we have seen for add R1 and R2. 6 steps are there. What I'll suggest you guys is to practice these at least till 7 you should practice, because branch hai uske andar. We'll discuss branching in the next, I guess, because these we have already discussed ki location mein hoga, to then what will be the control signals and all those. But there is a branching thing which is there in the 7th example, I guess. So that is important, I guess. Move. What is this? What is this instruction telling you? What is this 10?
सर कांस्टेंट है ना?
So what is this whole instruction telling you?
सर R1 में वैल्यू 10 डाल दो।
ठीक है, क्लियर है ना, कोई डाउट नहीं है? सो यू कैन सी नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स बहुत कम है इसके अंदर। पीसी आउट, ये तो बाय डिफॉल्ट पहला स्टेप यही रहने वाला है। पीसी आउट करो, इंस्ट्रक्शन जो है वो एमएआर में जाएगा, MAR से वो रीड होगा, रीड होने के बाद सेलेक्ट, इसके अंदर इंक्रीमेंटल सर्किट नहीं है तो नॉर्मल अपन सेलेक्ट 4 करेंगे, जिससे ALU मक्स से ALU में इनपुट जाएगा लेफ्ट साइड से। फिर उसके बाद PC आउट किया हुआ है तो अपन का जो वैल्यू है वो बस में आएगी, बस से वो ALU में जाएगी। ALU में अगर वो 4 स्टेप का इंक्रीमेंट करना है तो 1000 + 4, अगर वो 1000 को पॉइंट कर रहा था PC, तो 1004 यहाँ हो जाएगा PC के अंदर, सॉरी ALU के अंदर। दैट विल बी फेड इनसाइड Z। ये अपन कई बार डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, पहला स्टेप ये हमेशा कई बार कॉमन ही रहता है। Then you have Z out, you'll put the data from inside the Z temporary register onto the system bus. From system bus it will be available onto PC. Then you have Y in WMFC. ये basically branching में clear होगा why this is being used. I discussed yesterday also कि this part will actually be clear inside in the branching section, the BR and BZ. Then you have MDR out, basically putting the instruction from MDR onto instruction register. And then you have an intermediate field of IR out, जो कि basically 10 है, उसको अपन R1 in में डाल रहे हैं. So we'll putting that value onto system bus. We have the control signal R1 in as high, so the data that is the constant 10 is now fed in loaded inside R1, and we finally do end. So that's a normal scenario, I guess. 4 steps तो बहुत ही, 3 steps तो बहुत ही clear होने चाहिए तुम लोगों को, कई बार repeat होते हैं. As you can see 3 steps all time they repeat. Memory fetch करोगे तो you will have to wait for memory. That's very simple. ठीक है, so PC out, okay, we'll discuss. ठीक है, so what I'll suggest is practice these examples जितना हो सके, and from the next lecture I think we can discuss on hardwired control and the micro instructions. So इसमें किसी को डाउट हो तो पूछना मुझसे, ठीक है? Any doubt till now? Any doubt till now? Any doubt, anyone?
So अभी
No,
that's only
sir.
some live कर sir, and then we'll ask कुछ doubt होगा तो.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll discuss hardware control. In the meantime, I'll ask you guys to practice these examples, and I have shared the course outline also in the class material, so you can check that out. So, okay,
सर
thank you
ये
guys.
PPT अपलोडेड है क्या?
हाँ, everything is uploaded.
ओके सर.
Yeah, okay, thank you.